Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to be reacting to assumptions that have been made about me and James and how we're going to be as parents. I did actually ask for your assumptions, but I didn't receive any. So I reached out to family and friends and I got 10 responses. So I'm going to tell you who gave each assumption and then I'm going to react to them, whether I think they're right, whether I think they're wrong, and that's it. I actually wrote down their assumptions on my phone because I have a habit of deleting messages. So I wrote all the assumptions down on the notes on my phone, but because I film on my phone, I then this morning before doing this video had to write all the assumptions onto paper. So I've got like 2 bits of paper with writing on each side. So, okay. Let's get into the assumptions. The first assumption was from my dad, and he said, honestly, I have nothing bad to say about you both. I think you will make great parents. I just wish you would both get married. That's a good start to the assumptions. I would like to think that we will make great parents too. I know my dad really wants us to get married, but him and my mum never got married. James's parents never got married and they're actually still together like over 40 years later. So I think from James's point of view, he just doesn't see why it's necessary. I know it would be nice to have the same surname as my daughter, but I could do that by changing my surname by default. I think it's like £20 and it's like all legal, legit and stuff. So I don't need to go through an actual wedding to be able to do that. But I've already explained to my dad that we're both happy as we are right now. We've been together for 7 years. It'll be 8 years in November this year. So we're not really bothered about getting married right now. Obviously, I would say yes. And obviously, it would be like a dream to actually get married. But I would only want it if James wanted it. I wouldn't want him to propose to me just because he feels like he has to, you know? The second assumption is from my dad's wife. So she said, I think you will be great. It's your first time, so everything will be new for you and you may need the odd bit of advice here and there, but that's okay. Honestly, both of you, worst bit will be the nappy changing. I think will be a challenge. I think that is for most people. I actually disagree with this assumption. Other than, yes, it's new for us. We may need advice here and there, but with the nappy changing, I actually disagree with that because I used to work in childcare for 5 years. I am qualified, I am experienced. I cannot tell you the number of nappies I changed in a day for those 5 years. So I have no care in the world for changing nappies. Nothing phases me. Me and James have actually come to an agreement that he will not change any poop nappies. I will be the one that changes the poop nappies, and that's just something that we both came to as an agreement. The third assumption is from my brother. Now, the first thing he actually said, and this is such a him thing to say, is can I judge something that I haven't even seen in play, you muppet? I need to see how you both handle it physically and mentally before I can give you an honest assumption. So I replied and was like, but based on how well you know us, just make an assumption based on that. So then he said, just overprotective as you worked for years to get where you are, so you won't allow something stupid to hurt the child, even though that's how they learn. And James, I can tell, will be chilled out until he needs to be serious. I actually 100% agree with this assumption. I think I will be a little overprotective, and I do think James will be the chilled one out of the two of us. The fourth assumption is from my nan, although it wasn't much of an assumption, it was more just like a nice paragraph. So she said, okay, I think that you will be all right. It's always a worry when it's your first, especially being so small, and it doesn't matter what others think, it's your little treasure. I don't actually know what she means by especially being so small. I don't know if she means by the size of my bump, but I don't really know what that's got to do with me being a parent. It's your little treasure, nobody else's. Don't let others interfere on what or how you should be doing things. I think you're going to be the best mummy ever, and I think James will be too. Just remember this, babies need a lot of love, cuddles and kisses. You will be okay. Don't read too many books on babies. Half of them haven't had kids. don't think that's the case, but okay. It's all about you and bonding with her. The first 5 years are the most important between you and Freya. So it was kind of more like a lovely paragraph than actually assuming how we would be as parents, but I'll take it. The fifth assumption was from my mum and my mum's wife. It was a mixture of both of them. They said, I think you're going to be good parents. You've worked in nurseries, so practically you know what to expect and know what to do, and you'll be able to pass that knowledge on to James. And you know you have health visitors, family, etc. You can always ask. They then mentioned that they feel like we could have arguments if people in the family are trying to tell us what we need or what we should do with our baby and things like that, because something happened recently and it did cause an argument between us. But I'm not going to go into that in this video because that's private. They then said, and also because your family are further away, you may feel overwhelmed not having your family close, especially when people can sometimes have their ideas on how you should be raising your baby. Do it this way, don't do that, don't use bottles, how to bath, how to feed. And you may feel down because everyone's telling you how to do stuff when I know you know what to do and you're going to be great. You both are. So I think that is definitely true. My family live like a 40-minute drive away from me. My dad drives, I drive, but my mum doesn't. And I do think it's going to be hard having to... I make it sound like it's a chore to drive over to see them. It's not a chore, but it is going to be hard when they're just not as close as James's family, because I do still want to be with my family as well. But it's out of my control. There's nothing I can do about that. I just need to make sure that whilst I'm on maternity leave, I'm making an effort to see my family maybe once every other week or even once a month. I do think people are definitely going to have opinions on what we need or don't need, what we should do or shouldn't do. And that has already been happening throughout the pregnancy. I've already been told the things that seem stupid that I want to use or do. And I've been trying to explain my reasoning when I shouldn't even have to explain myself. But I think that's just what happens with every woman. I feel like every woman has to deal with people telling them what they should or shouldn't do, or should or shouldn't have. And I don't really know what else to say to that. The sixth assumption is from my best friend who has known me for a few years now. She said, I think James is going to be the chilled, shh, don't tell your mum kind of dad. And you're going to be the energetic, fun, soft place so you can go down the slides every day kind of mum, projecting your crazy energy to make another crazy mini you. Feel like everything will have to be perfect and organised and schedules for every single thing. You're both going to be great parents and I can't wait to see it. That was so cute. Definitely true. We all know James is going to be the chilled kind of dad. I don't think he will be the shush, don't tell your mum kind of dad. We've already spoken about when children know that if one parent says no, the other parent says yes, and how that can cause problems in the relationship. And we have already agreed that we wouldn't be doing things like that. The being energetic, fun, soft place so I can go down the slides every day, 100%. If you know me personally, you know I am literally a child at heart. I love going to the park. Not that I do, because that would be weird without a child. But I do love things like going to the park, soft play, the zoo, cinema, bowling. Like I'm just all for anything like a bouncy castle and slush puppies and the ice cream van. I get excited if I hear an ice cream van. I just love that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be the crazy mum, I think. But then there is going to be the other side where I am going to want everything to be perfect and organised, and I'm going to want routine. And I don't want that to affect our daughter. I don't want her to become the same and have those same issues that I have. So that's something that I definitely need to work on, and that I need to try and be more like flexible on things. The seventh assumption is from my best friend's partner. So he has also known me for a few years now. And he said, I think for some reason James will have her on his lap while he's on his game, meaning his Xbox, but speaking to her at the same time, explaining how you play it and what he's doing. Then you'll be like always worried something might not be right, like every new mum. But I just feel like you will. Then as it goes on, it will all get very natural. Then I think together it's really hard to judge, but you'll go out places and mash all together perfectly and you'll enjoy every moment. Again, I do think that's right. I'm definitely going to be the worrier, and I don't know how I feel about James being like, this is how you play the Xbox. I guess it depends on her age, but And she might not even be interested in things like that anyway. The 8th assumption is from our neighbour who has actually moved out, but she was our neighbour for like a year, and she used to walk our dog and train our dog a few days a week. So she did know us pretty well. She said, so I reckon James will be the overly chill parent. There's a common theme going on here, guys. I reckon James will be the overly chill parent and you will be more strict and particular about things. I can imagine as Freya gets older, she's going to go to James to ask for stuff, like if she can have chocolate or do something after you've said no, and he'll just say yes and it will piss you off. So I honestly don't think James will do stuff like that, sort of me say no and then he says yes. And we, again, I've already said this, but we have had that conversation already. Yeah, he is going to be the chill parent and I am probably going to be more strict and particular about things. I think I'm going to have this like different sides to me. Like I'm going to have the fun, crazy, let's do like fun stuff side, and then there is going to be the no, I need things to be like particular and like routine and organization. So I think it's going to be hard for me. I feel like my head's going to be battling like all of my issues. The 9th assumption is from a girl that I used to work with in a restaurant when I was waitressing for a little while, and she said, as I don't know James as well, I can't say much on his behalf, but Chelsea, as a mother, I feel as if you'll give the perfect balance of responsibility and crazy, from seeing you run around the harvester and try sneak into the kitchen or learn TikTok dances. I think as your baby grows up, she will definitely have the embarrassing mum, but yeah, as a teenager with an embarrassing mum, they're the best type of mum. Wishing you all the best. See you soon. That's so cute. I did used to try and sneak into the kitchen, but that was actually after I worked there, and I would just go and like see my best friend because she works there, and I would be like trying to sneak into the kitchen. And I don't think I did learn TikTok dances. I don't even have TikTok. Oh, I definitely did do some kind of dancing. I don't know. The 10th and final assumption is from a guy that I used to work with at the same restaurant when I was waitressing. And he said, I feel like James is going to be very chillaxed, sleep deprived, but chillaxed. And I reckon you're going to be a little stress pot for a good few years. As a couple, you're going to do amazingly. I can see it already. You'll probably bicker a bit more, but it will bring you guys closer in the long run. I am definitely going to be a stress pot, let's be real. That is definitely going to be me. I don't know if I'd say James is going to be sleep deprived. We've already agreed that I'll be the one that wakes up during the night because he will still be working, and I just think that's the right thing to do. So I will be waking up during the night. Although I guess it could wake him up a little bit. He may be a little sleep deprived, but I don't think he's going to be as sleep deprived as I am. But he's definitely going to be chill. That seems to be like the common theme in those assumptions, that he's going to be like the chill parent unless he has to be not chill. Whereas I'm going to be like fun and crazy, but then I'm also going to want things to be particular, and I'm going to want like organisation and routine. I think that's probably going to be a problem, but that's a me problem. That's not a you or a James or anyone else problem. That's just something I need to deal with myself. That is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.